Hello there, we present a fresh edition of the Power Circuit from the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. This program keeps you informed about the transformational activities of the company as it delivers on its mandate of transmitting bulk power while managing the national power grid. Here are the top stories lined up for your viewing delight. Power Ministry, agencies officials tasked on promoting teamwork. Minister of Power visits TCN National Control Center, lots grid records in 2020. TCN trains staff on service level agreement in Port Harcourt region. TCN improves bulk power capacity at Ikeja West Transmission Station with 300 MVA power transformer. Please stay with us as these reports unfold. I am Amara Agugoesi. Officials of agencies and units under the Federal Ministry of Power have been tasked on promoting teamwork towards attaining the set mandates of the federal government for the power sector. The Minister of Power, Engineer Saleh Maman, gave this charge at the second top management retreat for directors, heads of units, chief executive officers of agencies, and parastatals in Lagos. Our reporter completes the story.
The second edition of the retreat has a theme, Teamwork for Optimal Productivity. The first of such retreats was held in Calabar, the Cross River State capital, in 2019, where the participants and heads of agencies under the ministry were primed on promoting synergy among them. The Minister of Power, Engineer Saleh Maman, said the retreat was initiated at the ministerial briefing after he assumed office as the minister in 2019 to improve the synergy among top officials in the ministry and its agencies.
This significant undertaking is born out of the need to create bonding and teamwork among the relevant departments, units, and to strengthen oversight of the agencies, which are critical factors for achieving the ministry goal, objectives, and overall mandate. I believe that working as a team, we will excel and fulfill the mandate of the ministry.
Engineer Maman said with the ongoing reforms, the power sector is on the path of improvement, especially with the ministry's intervention roadmap of 5 focal points to reposition the sector. He also noted that all the agencies must work to support this roadmap.
The ministry is the implementation arm of the federal government's overall strategies in the power sector. Therefore, all the department, units, and agencies must work together and support the administration ambition with a strong institutional platform that can effectively deliver on this lofty ambition. This was reiterated at the first top management retreat held on the 6-7 December 2019 in Calabar with the theme Building Synergy for Effective Service Delivery in the Power Sector.
The minister challenged all the agencies and departments under the ministry to prioritize teamwork and coordination for the power sector.
I therefore call on the support of every one of you, as indeed we need all hands on deck to respond to the sector challenges and deliver on our mandate. I would like to remind you that it is our collective responsibility to improve the delivery of electricity service for the well-being of every Nigerian.
The Minister of State Power, Mr. Godi J.D. Agba, whose address was delivered by the Permanent Secretary, Mr. Christian Chinyaka Oha, lauded the agency's heads and participants at the retreat for their efforts towards working to improve power supply to Nigerians.
We appreciate your interest and enthusiasm towards meeting the expectations of Nigerians for improved power supply and also to address issues pertaining to the power sector. The essence of the retreat is therefore to address the gaps in operations existing between the ministry and its agencies and to establish a good relationship for implementation of government policies aimed at achieving our mandate.
Mr. J.D. Agba therefore charged the participants to deepen their commitment towards promoting the vision of uninterrupted power supply during this administration.
I sincerely and warmly welcome you to this top management retreat and enjoin you all to rededicate yourselves and advise on sound policies and strategies that will enhance the attainment of the objectives of the power sector, so that all government aspirations for the good people of Nigeria can be realized within the shortest possible time.
In the remarks of the Permanent Secretary, Mr. Christian Chinyaka Elha, which was presented by the Director of Human Resources Department in the Ministry, Mr. Ken Onwumbiko, said the theme for the retreat was chosen to strengthen the bonding between the Ministry and their agencies.
The spirit of this retreat is to provide an opportunity for all participants to interact with one another and to analyze critical issues that affect the sector, with a view to providing solutions towards effective charting of a way forward. The topics to be discussed, which cuts across public service rules and political office holders, and also an introduction to public-private partnership as a means of support for better infrastructural projects of the departments and agencies of the ministry, have been carefully selected.
In concluding the retreat, a communique was issued to provide concise working points for the participants. Some of the resolutions at the retreat include getting up a committee for proper implementation of service improvement targets, mutual engagements between the ministry and the agencies, proper top management bonding among agencies, among others.
The Minister of Power, Engineer Saleh Maman, recently inspected the National Control Center in Osogbo in Osun State. The facility, operated by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, controls the operation of the national power grid. The minister also lauded the multiple peak energy record on the grid in 2020. Here is more on this.
The National Control Center, NCC, is the muster point for the coordination of all energy generation and transmission activity in Nigeria, being operated by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. Engineer Mamman, who visited the facility recently, expressed satisfaction with TCN for the improvements in the facility's operation.
This is a familiarization visit meant to assess the state of your facilities. Praise the stride made to find in grid management, as well as get acquainted with the related challenges with which you have to grapple with over time as we strive to attain stable and reliable power supply system. Whereas we will not dwell much in sharing our modest achievement, suffice to acknowledge the steady improvement we have made in the last couple of months. As accentuated by the attainment of an all-time peak generation of 5,520.5 megawatt and the maximum daily energy of 115,067.78 megawatt hour, recorded on 30th October 2020 and 11 December 2020 respectively.
The minister also said incidents of grid disturbances and system collapses have reduced considerably, resulting in a regime of relative power supply stability due to entrenched synergy within the sector.
We will not relent in our quest for sustained improvement in the grid performance. We will, in my capacity as a minister, ensure appropriate policies are formulated and enabling environment amply created to continuously harness available resources for the development of the power sector. On this note, I wish to commend your collective effort so far. I encourage you all to remain steadfast in your commitment to duty. I thank you for your attention. Thank you.
The acting managing director and chief executive officer of TCN, Engineer Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, commended the minister, the permanent secretary in the Federal Ministry of Power, Mr. Christian Chinyaka-Oha, and other team members for visiting the facility despite their schedules.
So I want to thank the minister for the time he has to visit us. We want to be here to see what you are doing and to appraise you and to congratulate you on the job you have been doing.
Engineer Abdulaziz also appreciated the team members of TCN at NCC for their commitments.
It is of importance to TCN that the NCC is doing a very good job. It is from here. This is the heart of TCN. TCN cannot survive without NCC.
The Executive Director, Independent System Operator (ISO) at TCN, Engineer Mamman Lawal, further thanked the Minister for paying a maiden visit to the facility.
When only a few days ago the Honourable Minister signified his intention to visit the National Control Center, some of us, as a matter of fact, had wondered whether he would be able to do so as appointed, considering his closely packed schedule. Here we are, the Honourable Minister and his entourage are here. We are grateful, sir. You know, when we're examining the zeal with which the Honourable Minister has always conducted his office, we are inspired, I must say. And to all of us, I believe this is quite exemplary. It does not stop at anything in ensuring that whatever we have to do to advance the cause of growth and development in the power sector is taken seriously. As I said, it is quite exemplary and we are inspired by this unique style of leadership. The Permanent Secretary, sir, we appreciate you, we thank you for coming.
The acting general manager of NCC TCN, Engineer Balaribe Abdullahi, welcomed the minister and his team to the facility on behalf of the entire staff of the TCN National Control Center in Oshogbo.
The management and staff of the center are pleased to receive the Honorable Minister at such an auspicious time that the power sector is witnessing a stream of transformation initiative aimed at consolidating the gains recorded so far.
Engineer Abdulaziz, while explaining the roles of NCC, said it coordinates power transmission up to the republics of Niger, Togo and Benin, noting that key improvements have been recorded due to the efforts of the minister and the acting managing director of TCN, Engineer Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz.
May I once again appreciate our Honorable Minister of Power, Engineer Saad Mohammed, and the acting MDs like CEO, Engineer Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, for their efforts towards laudable achievement in recent time, such as peak generation ever attained in the electricity industry of Nigeria was 5,520.40 megawatt at 21.15 hours at 50.11 hertz, which occurred on 30th October 2020. We also attained maximum daily energy generated in the Nigerian electricity industry of Nigeria. In the electricity industry of Nigeria was 11067.78 megawatt hours, which occurred on 11 December 2020. We sustained the grid operation for 5 months, 29 days, at least 6 months without grid system collapse. This is first of its kind.
The minister and the company of the TCN officials toured the facility, starting from the switchyard of the 330 132 kilovolt transmission station and the control center room.
The power circuit continues after this break.
Did you know that our high-tension transmission cables were built to withstand high temperatures except artificially induced ones such as fire? Did you know that burning bush or refuse dumps by TCN transmission tower base or along the transmission line's right-of-way is an offense? Did you know that the fire can cause high-tension transmission lines to snap and fall to the ground, electrocuting living things within the line radius? Did you know that extreme fire can cause the legs of transmission towers to buckle, and that buckling of the main frame of a tower would lead to its collapse and may even pull down other towers along that transmission line's route, causing untold damage to the line? Now that you know, yes, now that you know, TCN is calling on all citizens of Nigeria to please desist from destroying our collective national investments. Be careful, do not set fire on trash or burn bush beside transmission towers or under electricity lines nationwide. Help us preserve the transmission grid and save the nation from blackout. TCN, transmitting electricity in the most efficient and effective manner.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has sustained its region-wide training on the Service Level Agreement, a new power sector bilateral process for improving power supply. The latest training was held for the TCN staff at the Port Harcourt region.
The Service Level Agreement (SLA) was initiated by the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NEC) that will be binding on TCN and the 11 power distribution companies (DISCOs). At the first day of the training, the Assistant General Manager, Regulations, Compliance and Market Development of TCN, Mr. Ali Bukar Ahmed, told the participants that TCN was investing in building their capacity to ensure that transmission services are much more improved. At the second day of the training, Ahmed encouraged the trainees to ask critical questions about the procedure of the service level agreement and other issues that could help to improve the transmission system. The Assistant Manager, Regulations, Compliance and Market Development Department of TCN, Mr. Sadiq Abba, enlightened the participants about the role of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NEC) in making orders such as the SLA for the power sector regulator. The Senior Manager, Barrister Mariam Gabdo Malabu of the Regulation, Compliance and Market Development Department of TCN, also emphasized on the market rules and other documents in the Nigerian electricity markets. The participants also shared their experience after the training. Assistant Manager, Power Control and Maintenance at the Port Harcourt region of TCN, Engineer Patience Ajero, said she was elated to get more knowledge.
The SLA, from my own point of view, will help to harmonize their dealings so that there will be blame game and there will be teamwork. We work together as a team.
A manager system operations in the region, Engineer Ubom Essen, said it was a timely training.
I believe it's a very timely program because there are changes in the power industry. The purpose of this program is to boost cooperation and accountability between the transmission, TCN, and distribution companies. So the aim of this program is to make us to understand that there are now sanctions for defaulting on our part of the contract, on our part of the agreement. So every person in the sector responsible for maintaining affordable and efficient power supply to the end users must sit up to their responsibilities to avoid those sanctions.
Commenting on the overall preparedness of the TCN staff and their activities in the region, the Regional Transmission Manager of Port Harcourt region of TCN, Engineer Idris Alim, said the staff are keen on putting more effort towards improving bulk power transmission to the distribution load centers in the region.
As I'm talking to you, actually, I want to change. The way I make Port Harcourt, I want to change. Because I've been starting seeing and going around other stations that I visited, I have changed those stations. So Port Harcourt will be a different thing. I have changed for better.
The Regional Operation Manager in Port Harcourt region of TCN, Engineer Jude Agopusi, expressed his views about the training on the SLA.
The staff need to be carried along. They need to know what the whole agreement is all about. Because the sanction is a defaulters can be sanctioned with a sanction, and that is money. So certainly the staff need to be carried along. So starting here with operators is very wonderful.
In furtherance of the power transmission expansion program of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, an official in the Lagos region has said the recently installed 300 MVA transformer in the Ikeja West substation is revolutionizing the power transmission capacity of TCN. The official spoke more about this during an encounter with the power circuit crew in the state.
Speaking with the power circuit team member, the principal manager transmission and head of the Ikeja West sub-region of the Lagos region of TCN, engineer Adeyinka Olumide Ogunsonya, said the equipment at the 330/132 kV Ikeja West station has improved bulk power transmission in parts of Lagos and Ogun states.
This is a 300 MVA capacity transformer. Is primary at the 330 kV level and the secondary at the 132 kV level. This transformer is feeding the entire Ota, Papalanto, the whole of Abeokuta, Ilaro, up to Ishagam, and then part of Mowe area. So in essence, it fills almost 50% of Ogun State. And it has the capacity to deliver about over 200 megawatts, which is a great improvement to what we are having initially. Initially, we are having about 140 to 160 megawatts. But with this installation of 300 MVA, we are able to get above 200 megawatts, which will make the entire area I've mentioned earlier to have more power available to them from this end.
Engineer Ogunsonya also spoke about the expansion plans for TCN in the sub-region.
Under Ikeja West sub-region, we have a 100 MVA transformer at Ogba, which is going to improve the entire Alausa area, that of Ikeja and part of Agege, from what they are having initially. Initially, they are all feeding with 45 megawatts. But with this improvement at Ogba, they will be having close to 80 to 85 megawatts available for them. So that's going to enhance that area with more power available for them.
At the switchyard of the transmission station, Engineer Ogunsonya explained the components of the station.
Ikeja West is a 330/132 substation. And our 330 lines are coming from thermal generation and hydro generation through Oshogbo. Ikeja West was commissioned in 1977 with 4x150 MVA transformer, making 600 MVA capacity. But in 2014, it was increased from 600 to 750 with additional 150 MVA transformer.
The system operator official noted that the improvement has had a great impact on the bulk power transmission around the coverage areas under the Lagos region.
And this has improved the capacity of the station to be feeding Alimosho area, which is entire Alimosho, Akonwojo, Ogba, Alausa, Agege, and the environment. We also feed Ejigbo, we feed Ilupeju, Maryland, we feed the entire Agbara down to Badagry.
Concluding, the head of the Ikeja West sub-region said the transmission rehabilitation and expansion program of TCN was yielding results in the entire Lagos region.
We are actually achieving the end by supplying higher capacity to our customers in these various areas, which I have mentioned earlier.
Thanks for staying with us for this edition of the Power Circuit. You can view this episode and others on TCN YouTube channel. Please interact with us on these platforms because TCN needs your support to deliver more on its mandate this year. The coronavirus is real. Please keep observing the safety protocols stipulated by the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, to stay safe, especially in this festive period. I am Amara Agogoesi. Always keep in touch.